Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Desiree if you are new here, and today I'm going to be taking you through my 2-week animal-based eating update. I want to talk about all of the positive changes I have seen so far, just to enlighten you guys if you are interested in trying out this diet. If you want some background on my health problems that I was dealing with, I'd encourage you to watch the Dealing with Health Issues in Your 20s video that I posted a couple weeks back along with my animal-based grocery haul. Those are basically the things that I have been eating that were shown in that haul. I can't believe it's only been 2 weeks because of how good I feel. I also want to preface this by saying that I struggled a lot with eating past fullness. That was something that I just felt when I ate a diet that was very, I don't want to say standard American because I never really ate a traditionally standard American diet. It was always more meat-based, but when I was kind of just eating whatever and I had that balance, which I honestly think balance for me, as I mentioned in that video, I just don't think it works due to just the health issues that I was dealing with that I talked about. But I felt like I was always snacking and always just like needing something. I think I was looking to food for comfort. I'm currently in the motion to break that habit of looking to food for comfort or out of boredom or just for any reason of that sort. I am finding myself more so changing my mindset about food, and I think that has also helped a lot of the issues I've been dealing with because I haven't been leaning towards a sweet treat for just fun, like the fun of it. I haven't just been snacking on like a Reese's pumpkin because it's just in the fridge and I'm like, why not? There's pros and cons to not having food rules in a sense, and I'm not saying eating animal-based to me is a food rule. It's a way of eating that I knew I needed to try to help with healing a lot of my inflammation. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, is the changes I've seen in the last 2 weeks, being strict on myself for the greater good. A lot of people say animal-based is unsustainable or it's hard, and I just want to say I completely disagree with that notion. I think it is very doable. There are way harder diets out there to follow, like keto, carnivore, vegan. Like those ones are a lot harder to follow in my opinion, especially in social situations. It's pretty easy to stay animal-based, so I'll kind of talk about that as well. That's just so far my personal opinion. It's only been a couple of weeks obviously, so things might change. I might say, oh, this was actually a bit tough. I think the holidays are going to be the hardest part of it, but I think during the holidays my game plan is to just make as much as I can from scratch, just homemaking with single ingredients and trying to make that a majority of the things that I will be eating, but also knowing that holidays are more than just the food, and if you enjoy the food, then make it healthier, make it fit so you're not feeling inflamed. I think animal-based eating is a really good blueprint for lowering your inflammation and also just to feel really good, but also I think just like a single ingredient diet is going to be your best bet in general. I just think animal-based gives me good parameters to build my meals. It makes it easier. I just know I'm like picking meat that I want to eat, and then I'm picking a dairy that I want to pair with it if I do, and then I'm adding fruit on the side and some honey on the fruit if I want. Like, it just makes it easy for me. So without further ado, let's talk about the list of things that I've noticed since being 2 weeks with animal-based eating. And I want to be like strictly, but it doesn't even feel strict. Like, it's been such an easy 2 weeks, and I'll kind of take you through like a basic what I eat in a day right now so you can kind of get the scene. So these past 2 weeks, one was in my luteal phase and one was in my menstrual phase. Okay, in my luteal phase I was eating more fruit and more carbs, so I just was listening to my body and listening to my hunger. But it's something along the lines of this, give or take some things. In the morning, eggs with cottage cheese, some type of meat on the side, either a chicken sausage, a turkey sausage, leftover steak, whatever it may be, some type of meat on the side, and then some type of fruit. I've been doing clementines. I drink my ginger tea, so that's been my breakfast. Like, that really hasn't changed. I've been so satiated from that breakfast that I'll do my workout, go on my walk, and also my workouts have been amazing. My body has been a lot more resilient to working out. I was dealing with issues of crashing and burning out from consistent workouts, but I've been pretty good. I've been trying to do an every other day workout situation, so I give my body a day to rest. I'm still getting in a walk, and then I go back to hitting my form workout the next day. So it's been an every other day schedule, and I have been following Form by Sammy Clark, still loving it. I think I can give you guys a 20% off code, so if I can, I'll put that in the description for you guys to check out. I've been really loving it. And then so I'll come back from my workout or from my walk or whenever it is that I get hungry, and I'll have a yogurt bowl. So this yogurt bowl just consists of full fat flat Greek yogurt and a bunch of fruit and honey and cinnamon. And I'll cook some of the fruits that I'll put on top as well, just to keep it warming, because warming foods are really good for your digestion. I'm really making it a goal to not just have like super cold food. During my luteal phase, I was definitely a bit more hungry if I'm having like a tougher workout, so maybe I'll pair it with like bone broth or some type of meat situation. And I also was enjoying animal-based hot chocolate. This is like a super easy recipe. It's 1 cup of whole milk, tablespoon of cocoa powder, a tablespoon of maple syrup, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a sprinkle of salt, and you heat it up, and it literally just makes the most delicious, yummy hot chocolate. So right before my cycle, I was definitely like craving that. I'm not so much now that I'm in my follicular phase. For dinner, it was either like steak, chicken thighs, like I'm having chicken thighs tonight, just some type of meat, fattier meat specifically, not really like having any chicken breast or super lean meats of that sort. I made a chicken soup with a whole chicken, so I was eating that for a couple of days as well. Burgers on the grill, just having a burger, no bun, and having sides of fruit. I'll put cheese on the burger or whatever I'm really feeling. And then as for like dessert, I would either maybe have my yogurt bowl at the end of the day, or I'm not really having dessert. Like I kind of am just done. I'll have maybe another cup of tea, and if I have another cup of tea, that'll either be like a chamomile mint situation or a lemon balm or a chamomile lavender. It really just depends on whatever I'm feeling, but that's kind of been a typical day of eating, just so that you know kind of where I'm coming from. And I just listen to my body and I listen to my hunger, and if I've had a tough workout, I'll just make sure I like up my fruit and maybe add in a little extra meal of some sort. Something I can tell you is a meat-based diet is very satiating, and I have very strong hunger cues, but if I am eating like a higher fat diet, I'm very satiated for a long time. I won't be weighing in until the 1 month mark of animal based, so I can't tell you like what the scale is doing, because I'm really doing this to heal my body, so I don't want to be stepping on the scale like expecting a certain number or something of that sort. But I think in 2 more weeks I'm gonna weigh in and just kind of see. But my inflammation is down immensely, like my gut inflammation. My waist, I can tell, is like getting snatched because I'm not dealing with constant bloating. That was such a huge thing. I'd eat and I would just feel like really inflamed, so I'm not really dealing with that anymore. But the first thing that I wrote down was I always get a migraine a day or so before my period. It'll be like either 1 or 2 days before, I'll get this raging migraine, and it will be like debilitating, and I'll either just have to go straight to bed or I'll have to take medicine for it. It's like insanely painful, and this doesn't happen to me every single cycle, but the cycles I'm eating more sugar and eating more processed foods, I always get this migraine. Within like a week of eating animal based, I did not get this migraine. I also did not get any PMS physical symptoms. I had normal like tiredness, the normal want for a little bit more carbs because your body's just working a bit harder that week and you burn more as a woman during your luteal phase, but that's very normal. But other than that, like I didn't really have cramping or bloating, and a lot of people will be like, oh, I feel so bloated, myself included. Right before my period, I'm like, ugh, I just feel like kind of gross. I didn't feel like that at all. I felt completely normal, minus, as I said, the tiredness, which is very normal, but nothing like exhaustion. It was just like, oh, I'm a little bit more tired, and I really am craving more fruit and carbs. I just needed more substance, and so I was eating more during that week, just listening to my body and just trusting that it knew. I don't have any more intestinal inflammation, so I was dealing with a lot of inflammation, not necessarily like, oh, my stomach hurts, like, oh, the organ of my stomach hurts. It was my intestines were always aching. I'd have discomfort when going to sleep. I would feel just like very like my intestines would, and there would always just be a lot of inflammation, which really freaked me out because I know inflammation can lead to disease, and I was just like, oh, lovely. But I haven't experienced that since eating animal based these 2 weeks. It really is like gone. No intestinal inflammation. This is just my stomach. I just feel so much more confident, and my body feels so much more energized because I'm not overworking it trying to digest my food. Like I'm going with my body and not against it, which has been amazing. My sleep is definitely regulating. I was dealing with some form of, I don't know if it's insomnia or what you would call it, but I was literally waking up every single hour. I'm still waking up a few times throughout the night, but it's gotten so much better with my sleep, and my sleep score is increasing on my Oura Ring, and I just am feeling like my sleep is actually doing something. I feel as though I can sleep for less hours and have the same amount of energy. Well, not even the same. I'd say I could sleep for less hours and have more energy. Like I was needing to sleep 9-10 hours a night and I would still be exhausted, and now I'm sleeping sometimes 7.5, sometimes 8.5 hours, and like I have beaming energy all day I feel great. Of course, if I had a really tough workout, I'll be a little bit tired, but other than that, I feel consistent energy. I'm still caffeine free, so I went caffeine free probably a week before I went animal based, so I'm kind of experiencing the benefits of both of those things. I knew caffeine wasn't good for my adrenal fatigue, and I have issues with my adrenals, so I just knew I had to at least take a break from it. Do I miss coffee? The first 2 weeks I missed it so bad, but this past week it's not in my routine anymore, so now I'm at that like 3-week mark where it's getting to be normal for me to not have caffeine. I replaced the habit with having my ginger tea, so I think that's also what's made it easier. But I will say, like, this past weekend I really wanted to go out and go get a coffee or do something, and I'm not even having decaf coffee either because they spray the beans with formaldehyde. So yeah, like, just no coffee for me at all, and I definitely miss it a lot. It was just I love coffee. Maybe I'll introduce it back in at some point, but for now and for the foreseeable future, it's a no from me, because I really, like, as I said, like, I just want to feel good in my body, and I can't believe how much energy I have without caffeine, how much consistent energy I have without caffeine. I think it's with also the animal-based eating. Like, I just feel amazing. So my bowel movements, ooh, let's get into the tea. Yeah, there are just no issues with that. We are completely chilling. And I actually, can I add on one more thing? So, like, a huge thing to know if you're healthy and having healthy movements is if you use the bathroom and you feel like empty, you're just like, okay, yeah, that was everything. But if you use the bathroom and don't feel fully emptied, that's a big sign that you're dealing with some type of issue. And so I'm not dealing with any of that. Like, I can tell that my body's responding well to what I'm doing because there haven't been issues in this area. As I mentioned, consistent energy, no bloating. That has been amazing. Like, truly so great. When I had chronic gut issues, and I guess I still kind of do to an extent, but even worse than what I'm dealing with now, I would constantly have just so much bloating, and it was so uncomfortable, and it was just, sometimes it made it like hard to breathe in a sense. And I think that plus eating past fullness, I just always was kind of feeling a little bit stuffed in my body. Like, I felt like a sausage sometimes. I'm not feeling like that at all anymore. I feel great. Like, I seriously feel so good. And I feel like when you're not eating processed foods, it's a lot easier to not overeat because you genuinely get satiated and you're eating foods that are higher in fat. So it satiates you without overly filling you. I hate the idea of volume eating. Volume eating to me is so unappetizing, like just stuffing your face as much as you can with the lowest calorie foods. Like, if you've dealt with gut issues and bloating, like, you know that's so painful to even think about. And I do want to mention, I did go out to eat. I had 2 social occasions this past weekend while eating animal-based. One was I had a dinner and there was homemade sourdough, and I did eat that. I stayed away from the crackers. We made a charcuterie board, my husband and I, for this dinner as like a little appetizer. So I ate the meats and the cheeses. There was some fig jam, very simple ingredients, so that did have some sugar, right? And I had some sourdough bread that the person had made homemade. I didn't overdo it. I had a couple pieces of it, and the dinner that ended up following was basically animal based. It was potatoes, steak, and broccolini. So I just chewed the broccolini really well because I know I have an issue sometimes with vegetables, but they were cooked. I didn't have a huge abundance of it either. I focused on mostly eating the steak and the potatoes because I know my body does well with that. And I know, like, animal based, it's like, are potatoes part of it? Are they not? I'm having them sometimes. In the past couple of weeks I've had potatoes, but it's not like an everyday thing I'm eating them, but they don't bother me. So that's the biggest thing. Yeah, the sourdough was fine. You know, my stomach was fine. I was definitely a little full after that dinner and everything. Oh, and you know what? Actually, I did cheat myself, whatever you want to call it. They did have ice cream sandwiches that were like cookie ice cream sandwiches, and they had homemade ice cream from a local ice cream shop. And I did eat that too. And I just thought to myself, I want to see how my markers stand after I do this for the next couple of days. And usually that type of meal would be like, well, now I'm not animal based anymore. And it would kind of just send me off into a spiral for that Saturday and then that Sunday, and then I would try and like get back on Monday, whatever the case is, like super toxic mentality where I'm trying to be balanced but I don't know how to be balanced, you know? I just had low stress about the situation. We had a good time and my inflammation was back down. Like, my resilience to eating normal foods was good, and I said, okay, it was good this time. I don't want to push it, because that's always what I'll do, is I'll eat a certain way, I'll feel really good, like animal-based style eating, just like not processed foods, things that go good with my body, and then I will go out to eat, or I'll eat somewhere and my body will respond okay, it's fine, to the food that I'm eating that's not animal-based or clean, you know? And then I'll take that as a sign that I can kind of just go back to eating like that, and then I deal with the inflammation and I deal with the health issues again. So I said to my husband, I said, that was a good dinner. That was a great time. And now I need to just remember that I feel good, but I feel good because of the work I've been putting in. And if I stop putting in this work, then I'm not going to feel good when things like this pop up and I won't be able to enjoy them. The next day we had dinner plans with my in-laws, and so I didn't eat any appetizers that they got because they weren't going to be animal based or just good for my gut. I picked out my main dish was swordfish with vegetables and rice. The vegetables were literally zucchini, carrots, and string beans. All stuff that I can eat that do not affect my gut. Zucchini's actually a fruit. The rice I just had a little bit, but I focused on the swordfish first. I ate that. I ate the vegetables that were on the plate that I knew I could tolerate, which was great. It wasn't, you know, broccoli and cauliflower and all that stuff. It was really good vegetables that I can eat. And then I just ate some rice, and then the second I got full, I said, okay, I'm done. Didn't have dessert. Like, that was it. I clocked out for that. And now I'm just continuing. And that felt so good. I feel like I found that perfect niche with it where I forgot I even ate ice cream this past weekend. I totally forgot. But I will say it's funny because I didn't have any sugar cravings, but the day after I had that ice cream, I was like, oh, I could so go for a sweet treat. And that's because that stuff is just so addictive, but it was so tasty and it was so worth it. And so I'm feeling really good. My gut feels really good. I'm in the process of literally making a sourdough loaf. I hope it works because when we went over and they made homemade sourdough there, she gave me starter. So I'm so excited. This is my first time trying to make sourdough. I have the starter, so that's why I'm really making it more than anything. But I'm excited to make a loaf and have a slice and then share the rest with family and friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to just, I know with animal-based, some people have sourdough and say it's good, some people won't. It kind of just depends, but the basis of my diet is meat, fruit, honey, and dairy. That's it. Like, that's the basis of the diet, okay? But this to be a lifestyle for me, I need to learn to get comfortable with having the occasional treat or the occasional going out to eat, but still sticking to it in a sense. Like, I'm trying to learn my body and learn what works for me. So that's my 2-week update. I never want to stop eating this way. I feel amazing. I feel so good. And it's just insane, like how much energy you get from taking care of your body and eating things that work with your body. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video, giving you my 2-week animal-based update. Can I also add on, I feel like my face inflammation has gone down a lot. I was dealing with a lot of inflammation just around my whole jawline and neck, and I feel like that has gone away a lot. But you know, when you're in your luteal phase, your face also changes a little bit, and now I'm in my follicular phase, so it could be that too, but I definitely feel like I feel more snatched. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I will see you guys Friday. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment also if you're following the animal-based diet. I'm just curious. Okay, bye guys.